The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey. Hello, everybody, and welcome to High School Game Day here on Thursday, May the 15th, 2025. We're going to go over some scores. We'll also be bringing you our 7 Leaders of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week on the boys' side, coming out of the Springfield area leadoff club at Bambino's Italian Cafe. We had our last meeting Monday and announced our award winners, and we'll be visiting with some of them. Some of them are going to come later, but we've got a host of them coming up today, including Chance Rose from Greenwood High School, who was the city MVP, as well as the pitcher of the year from the city, Colin Muldoon, from Kickapoo High School, the coach of the year in Jason Hauser in the city. And also from the area, the player of the year, Wyatt Vincent from Nixa, the pitcher of the year, Jackson Gamble, also from Nixa, and the most valuable player, Brixton Ballou. We're going to do that interview tomorrow, but we'll have all of that coming up here in the show today. Certainly glad you're tuned in with us. The show brought to you by RBW Agricultural Farm Equipment Sales, home of the Rancher Hydraulic, Cattle Baron, Heritage, and Legacy Cattle Chutes. RBW Agricultural carries curated lines of livestock handling equipment, front-end loader attachments, and is the #1 dealer for Ironcraft Flex-Wing rotary cutters in the United States. Hey, they care about not only the safety of their customers, but of their customers' livestock, bringing efficient equipment to the market, making high-quality equipment affordable for farmers and ranchers, and the integrity of their words and conduct. You can find them in Bolivar or in Moberly or online at rbwag.com. Going back to Tuesday, we had district spring season softball districts underway, and we'll start in Class 1 final scores. In Class 1 District 2 semifinal was Oak Ridge 17-0 over Bloomfield. Orant defeats Advance 6-4. In Class 3 District semifinals, it was Bernie 9-4 over Puxico. Summersville defeats Alton 20-10. Plato over Bakersfield. In District 4 semifinal, 11-1 Gainesville defeats Fordland 3-2. In District 5, the championship game, it was Purdy over Exeter 5-2. And in Class 1 District 6 semifinal, Lockwood defeats Hume 7-0. Liberal in Class 1 District 6 semifinal over Jasper 7-2. And in the District 8 semifinal, it was Concordia 15-0 over Santa Fe, and Crestridge defeats Midway 11-2. Moving on into Class 2, these are softball scores from Tuesday, May the 13th. Class 2 District 1 championship game, Kennett defeats Malden 10-9. In the semifinal in District 2, it was Clearwater over Valley Catholic 3-1. St. Genevieve in the other semifinal over Central Park Hills 13-2. In the Class 2 District 3 championship at Potosi, it was West County defeating Licking 9-0. In the Class 2 District 4 championship, it was the 2-seed Ava over Thayer 2-1. In the Class 2 District 5 semifinal at Hollister, it was Clever 6-5 over Forsyth, and Springfield Catholic 10-3 over Stratford. In the Class 2 District 6 championship at Mount Vernon, it was Diamond 9-2 over Mount Vernon. And in the Class 2 District 7 championship, it was Warsaw over Skyline 2-1. Those teams have been ranked #1 and #2 all season long. Warsaw now 21-2. Skyline finishes their season at 29-2. On Wednesday, yesterday, scores in softball. We'll start off again in Class 1. It was South Pemiscot over Campbell 14-0 in a semifinal. Holcomb defeats Gideon 12-2 in the other semifinal, that District 1. Class 1 District 1. Class 1 District 2 championship, it was Oak Ridge over Orant 11-3. In the Class 1 District 3 championship, it was Bernie 15-1 over Summersville. In the Class 1 District 4 championship, Plato defeats Gainesville 7-1. And in the District 7, Class 1 District 7 championship, it was Green Ridge over Northwest Hughesville, 12-4. Class 1 District 8 championship at Concordia. Concordia defeats Crestridge 3-0. Coming up today, just 2 games on the docket in softball. And there's the Class 1 District 1 championship at Holcomb, and it'll be South Pemiscot, the 1 seed, versus Holcomb at 4:30. And then the Class 1 District 6 championship at Liberal will be the 1 seed Liberal versus, the 1 seed Lockwood versus the host school Liberal. As we change over here to girls soccer, and we'll just give you the scores from last night. These are all classes, all 4 classes. Melville over Afton, 8-0. It was Benton defeating St. Joe Lafayette 4-0. Brentwood over Maplewood Richmond Heights 2-1. Again, these are girls' scores from soccer scores from last night. Canton over Mexico 3-2. Father Tolton defeats Chillicothe 4-0. Corhezu Academy 9-0 over Notre Dame St. Louis. Ewing Kaufman 8-0 over Cristo Rey. Hancock defeats Hazelwood Central 1-0. Capital City over Hickman 3-1. Jeff City defeats Fatima 8-0. Kirksville shuts out Battle 8-0. Oakville over Lafayette Wildwood 2-1. MICDS 4-0 over Lutheran South. Nixa now 17-2 on the season. They defeat Neosho 10-0. North County over Kelly 6-0. Orchard Farm 1-0 over Francis Howell North. Continuing with girls soccer, it was Kirkwood 1-0 over Parkway Central. Lindbergh defeats Parkway South 2-1. Pembroke Hill over Hyman Brand Hebrew of Overland Park 8-0. Fort Zumwalt East 2-0 over Seckman. Smithville shuts out Grandview 8-0. St. Clair over Wright City 4-1. Elsewhere, St. Francis Borgia defeats Washington 2-1. Timberland over Holt 8-0. West Plains defeats Greenwood 7-1. Those are your soccer scores from last night. We'll switch over. We'll talk a little baseball here, as it's not too far from those smaller classes getting underway in districts. 94 games on the docket last night as people still trying to catch up with the rain out games that they had earlier in the season. Baseball scores from last night: Oakville over Afton 8-2. Alton defeats Chaminade 8-1. Archie over Windsor 18-11. Benton defeats Bishop Miege 5-1. Blair Oaks over Rolla 12-8. Dexter 6-2 over Bloomfield. Willard defeats Branson 15-3. Camden 10 over Battle 6-0. Caruthersville 5-1 over Bernie. Liberty defeats Central St. Joe 11-1. Carthage over Clever 10-3. Colcamp over Holden 5-1. Concordia 10-9 over Lincoln. Couch defeats Liberty Mountain View 14-1. Crystal City over Metro 4-2. Again, these are baseball scores from last night, presented by the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Elsewhere on the baseball side, it was Duchesne over Clayton 10-3. East Prairie defeats Poplar Bluff 4-3. Kirkwood over Eureka 7-0. Excelsior Springs defeats Grandview 10-0. Fairgrove shuts out Mountain Grove 13-0. Fairgrove now 23-5 on the season. Festus over Perryville 7-0. Francis Howell defeats CBC 12-6. Zumwalt East over Francis Howell Central 7-5. Francis Howell Central defeats Parkway West 12-2. St. Pius X out of Festus 4-1 over Fredericktown. Fort Zumwalt North over St. Charles 8-5. Lafayette Wildwood over Fort Zumwalt West 4-3. Zumwalt West was 25-7 coming into that game. Lafayette Wildwood improves to 18-12. Forsyth defeats Glendale 3-2. It's Greenville over East Carter 4-1. Halfway defeats Ash Grove 12-2. Halfway now 22-9 on the season. Eldon over Hallsville 11-4. Harrisonville over Adrian 10-8. Springfield Central defeats Hillcrest 14-5. Jackson 3-2 over Kennett. Elias Catholic 3-2 over Jeff City. Excuse me. Smithville over Kearney 10-9. Kirksville defeats Palmyra 10-0. Zumwalt West over Lafayette Wildwood 13-3. Lafayette County over Richmond 7-2. It was Lee Summit North 4-1 over Blue Springs South. Here's your baseball scores from last night, May the 14th, presented by Doak Propane. Doak Propane in Bolivar, Missouri, for all your propane needs. See the folks at Doak. Lee Summit West over Lee Summit 6-1. Liberty North over Blue Springs 17-0. It was Bowling Green 22-0 over Louisiana. Macon defeats Fulton 3-2. Marquette over Seckman 10-0. McClure 20-12 over Hazelwood East. Hazelwood Central 7-6 over McClure North. Melville over Parkway North 10-0. MICDS 9-4 over Lutheran South. Mid Buchanan 1-0 over Rockport. Mid Buchanan picks up their 20th win of the season. Also with win number 20 is Stockton, as they improved to 20-3 with a 2-1 win over Miller. Wheatland now 28-5 on the season, 10-0 over Montrose. Fairgrove 23-5, 13-0 over Mountain Grove. Holcomb over Naylor 13-1. Nixa 24-10, now 7-2 over Neosho. Nevada 6-3 over Pittsburgh, Kansas. New Covenant Academy 7-2 over Morrisville. Marion C. Early. Lakeway 16-12 over Newburgh. North Callaway over Silex 4-3. Sykeston defeats North County 3-2. Knob Noster over Oak Grove 15-11. Scott City over Oak Ridge 12-3. Oakville over Afton 8-2. Pacific 8-7 over Timberland. Park Hill over Park Hill South 11-1. Platte County defeats Raytown 17-2. Savannah 20-12 or 20-12, 13-6 over Plattsburgh. Pleasant Hill 16-6 over St. Paul Lutheran out of Concordia. Putnam County 1-0 over Green City. Putnam County 21-6. Raytown South 9-4 over Winnetonka. Springfield Catholic 5-2 over Reed Spring. Republic defeats Marshfield 8-5. Risco over Delta 5-1. Rockbridge defeats Hickman 11-10. Ruskin over Belton 13-12. Savannah picks up their 20th win of the season, 13-6 over Plattsburgh. SLU also with their 20th win, and they defeat a good Rockwood Summit team 4-3. Capital City 2-1 over Smith Cotton. St. Joe Christian over South Holt 8-1. Valley over South Iron 6-3. Zumwalt North 8-5 over St. Charles. Parkway Central 5-2 over Borgia. DeSoto defeats St. Genevieve 3-1. It was Truman over Fort Osage 4-1. Valley Park defeats Lutheran St. Charles 10-0. Summit Christian Academy 10-0 over Van Horn. Wablo 13-1 over Pleasant Hope. DeSmet shuts out Webster Groves 12-0. And Wright City over Veritas Christian Academy 12-1. Those are your baseball scores from last night, May the 14th. We'll look at some districts here later on this week. We'll go through the districts and just kind of run down what everybody's district seeds, how they come out. A lot of them aren't seeding until tomorrow, especially at your larger schools, because there's a lot of games with district implications that are being played tonight in Missouri. We're going to step away right now, take a quick timeout. We come back, we'll hear from our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks athletes of the week from around the state or around the city and part of the Springfield area leadoff club after these messages on the Missouri Sports Network. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck.
And a high-tech Chevy SUV.
Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life. Great Southern.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevy.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by Doak Propane, the Bank of Billings. The Bank of Billings, established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Also presented by Shelter Insurance and RBW Agricultural Farm Sales. We go to Glendale High School here as part of our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week segment. We bring in Glendale Falcons head coach Jim Julian and our Howard Bell Player of the Year, Glendale Falcons Sebastian Norman. Gentlemen, thanks so much for your time today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach, we'll talk a little bit about the Falcons. You guys coming up, getting ready to seed your district. I believe that's tomorrow.
Yep.
We had Coach Hauser on from Kickapoo and a lot of games that have district implications. But outside of that, you guys are right around the 500 mark. Kind of put a bow on the season for the Falcons.
Yeah, we're sitting at 12-13. Kind of been an up and down year. We won 3 in a row at times, and then kind of lost a couple in a row. So really couldn't get much going streak wise. Other than that, we're pitching it and playing pretty good defense, and at times we're hitting it well and scoring some runs. But at other times we're kind of stuck in the mud a little bit offensively. But we're going to try. We got a couple of days of practice before we start districts, and we'll try to get in a good rhythm and get some things ironed out and try to compete in the district the best we can.
Well, it's kind of been murderer's row. As the baseball in Southwest Missouri, if you go back a decade to where it is now, is so much better. With the coaching staffs, along with the facilities, all the facility upgrades, people are getting a lot more games in. And I really feel like, going back 10 or 15 years, that it has much improved and maybe caught up with the St. Louis area as far as baseball. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Back when I started coaching, I was at Forsyth and a little bit smaller school. But there was a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but several of the baseball coaches at that time were basketball coaches that just did baseball in the spring. But yeah, coaching has gone a long way, even at smaller schools around the area. There's more baseball guys throughout this area now than there was when I started coaching. And like you said, even 10 or 12 years ago. We just got new turf this year. Great upgrade to our facility. It's been great. We got rained out early in the season, that second or third weekend of the year when it was just raining, all weekend and nobody was playing. But other than that, we've had days where it rained most of the day and we could practice. But it's just been great. And there's a lot of, we played, I think 3 or 4 games this year on grass fields. And one of them was yesterday at Hammond's Field. So that's not, a poor facility by any means, but just the facilities, a lot of fields, if they're not full turf or, infield turf, and that adds a lot of things where you can practice and even play games when a lot of people, couldn't, like you said, even 10 years ago.
As you look at the changes that Mich has made with regards to the number of games, now I believe it's 36 they cap you off at in spring baseball compared to 18 and 2 tournaments or 16 and 3 tournaments. Well, how has that changed your schedule?
We've tried to schedule as many as we can. I think we're about 32 last year. Lost 4 games this year. We were right around the 30-ish mark or so this year, but lost those 4. But yeah, it's freed up a lot of schedules. Like you said, we wouldn't have to worry about, what tournaments we're going to or how many tournaments we want to play to try to get more games and then be limited on regular season games. So I think it's a great change. You can go play, there's more festival type atmospheres now than just straight bracket tournaments, which is good because you usually get, anywhere from 3 to 5 games out of those. Just trying to schedule, as many games and against as many quality good opponents as possible.
As you head into districts here right now, what do you feel like as a team you're doing really well that you can maybe build on to maybe make a run in districts?
I think we're pitching it pretty well. We don't have a kid that's going to go up there and strike out 15 or 12 or anything or blow it by you, but we got a few guys that we feel like can pitch it, can pitch backwards if we need to, can throw 2 or 3 different pitches in any counts. Our defense is really strong behind them, and our pitchers, for the most part this year, have done a good job of not putting people on base and making people swing the bat to beat us. So I think that's one of our strengths. At times we've shown pretty good small ball prowess. Yesterday we scored 2 runs in an inning, basically just bunting and running and doing some little things like that. But we also have guys like this guy next to me that can, double in or home run a few runs here and there too. And, can get on base and steal a base and make things happen with his speed. So we've got a good mix. We just need to put it together offensively a little bit and get more consistent.
Outstanding. Again, we're visiting with Glendale Falcon head baseball coach Jim Julian and our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, Springfield area leadoff club Howard Bell, most valuable player, Sebastian Norman. Coach, tell us a little bit about Sebastian and his growth coming up through the program, and when did you kind of realize that this was a special player that may have been back in the 7th grade?
Yeah, it was, I heard a lot about him in his junior high days leading up to his freshman year at Glendale. And then, I can't remember what day we started practice when he was a freshman, but I think it was maybe the 2nd day of practice when he took BP on the field, and we realized that this guy's got to be in the lineup. There was just a different swing, a different sound when the ball came off of his bat, even as a freshman. So he's been in the lineup varsity-wise since basically day 1 as a freshman, and has done some great things for us, not only offensively but defensively. He pitches a little bit, kind of been our closer this year at times and, his junior year and beyond that. But, great speed. He can change games on the bases. He's played some outfield for us later on this year and made some really good catches going back, going glove side and in the gaps and just running down balls out there with his speed. But, he's a special talent, once in a maybe coaching career kind of talent. But more importantly than that, he's just a great kid. He carries just under 4 GPA. He's really involved in school, really involved in the community. He's a person magnet. Players flock to him. Even our young guys, flock to him just to be around him because he's good-hearted guy, but works really hard and leads by example and is a good role model for our younger players.
Well, outstanding. Sebastian, how are you today?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. And on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being named an Athlete of the Week and the Springfield area leadoff club player of the year.
Thank you.
Sebastian, take us back to that freshman year and your maturation. Number one, have you just kind of determined where you want to play? Do you like playing? Coach talked about infield, outfield, on the mound. Do you have a preference?
As of right now, for sure, it's third base is my where my heart is at. That's what I've been playing my whole life. But as I've gotten older, I've grown to love outfield more and know that it's a very high possibility at the next level that I will be in the outfield. So just trying to adapt there, take reps at both positions because I want to be versatile. I want to be able to show off that I can play anywhere really. So just having the ability to do that is a pretty cool feeling.
Take us through. Let's say you're playing tonight. What are you doing during the day to kind of get mentally and physically prepared for a game? Are you looking at film? Are you looking at stats? Are you listening to music, drinking lots of water, getting rest? What does your day look like on a game day?
No, yeah. So every game day, if I can, I try to get in hitting with my hitting coach. Some days it doesn't work out with either my schedule or he'll be busy, but pretty much every game day around 11:30, we'll go meet each other, we'll hit. And that really is what gets me right before every game. He knows my swing better than anybody. He could watch just one swing from just like a video, say from yesterday, and he can instantly tell me what I did wrong, what I did right, what I need to fix. And he can give me a pretty good indication of where I hit the ball just from one swing. So he knows me very well. He gets my mind right, my swing feeling good, and I would say that's the biggest thing leading into a game day.
You have any superstitions? I mean, you got to eat the same meal every morning. I've talked to you're like the fourth or fifth baseball player that's won these Springfield Leadoff Club awards, and they all kind of had maybe superstitions. Do you have a superstition? You know, a pair of socks or a candy bar or a drink or something?
No, not really. Not. I don't do it consciously. I don't really think I have a superstition, but maybe say if I do good one game, I'll maybe wear the same batting gloves the next game, but then I always try to rotate stuff. I don't really have a superstition, but I guess if I do have a good game with say a certain batting gloves or a certain pair of cleats, I might wear them for a game or two after. But other than that, I don't really have any.
So you're in the on deck circle. You're watching the pitcher, the hitter in front of you. What are you thinking about? What's going through your? Don't give me any secrets. Don't give away any secrets. But what's going through your mind? Do you look for a certain pitch, or do you look for a certain location, or what's going through your mind?
I don't really pay attention to the batter. Really, I just try to get my timing down from the pitcher because it's a great time to get the timing down. Obviously, you're not in the box, but you're pretty close to it, and it allows me to get a pretty good idea of what the pitcher's like, whether he quick pitches or takes his time, or just how slow he is or how fast he is to deliver the ball. It just allows me to get a decent idea with how he is, and I would say that's been a key to my success this year. Is just taking the on deck circle more serious than I have in previous years. And I think it's really paid off. So,
outstanding. Tell us a little bit about, let's say, for example, if you could get in a time machine, okay, and you could go back to Sebastian Norman as a seventh grader and give yourself some advice based on what you know now as a senior. What advice would you give yourself, whether it be getting in the weight room more, getting in the classroom more? What advice would you give yourself?
I would just tell myself that you're going to fail, especially my junior high career. I really didn't fail much. Like everything came to me pretty well up until my freshman year of high school. So being a freshman and kind of like not struggling too bad, but just I wasn't used to that. So I mean, it was definitely a difficult thing to get used to, and it took me. I mean, I'm still working on it, but I would definitely say I've gotten better with learning how to accept failure and learn that you're going to fail more than succeed in this game, especially as you get older and as time goes on. But just to be all right with failure, even though that's not a easy pill to swallow, especially as a younger kid, because you just want to go out there and do good every game. So I would say that's the biggest thing I would give advice to.
And obviously, you've had some big moments, in your career, whether it be on the base paths, defensively, or in the batter's box. Are there moments that stand out to you that, man, I'd sure like to go back and have that at bat again, or maybe in a bat that got away from you that I should not have swung at that pitch? But are there things that stand out? I think baseball players tend to hang on to those things longer than maybe some other athletes because of and most of it's success, but. Are there moments that you can look back on and say, man, I'd sure like to do that again?
Yeah. A big one that I still think about to this day was hitting the go-ahead home run against Willard my sophomore year in the district championship. Sophomore year was kind of a hard time for me. That's when I kind of struggled the most and kind of didn't know how to deal with it. I really didn't know how to handle it super well, so I was just constantly in my head and stuff, but just the fact that I was able to come through for the team in the district championship against our biggest rival in the essentially what could have been our last game of the season. It was probably the best feeling I've had of all my high school career. It was a great feeling. I'm glad we were able to win that game. I'm glad our old pitcher at the time, Drew Wedgeworth, was able to throw a no-hitter against our rival too. So I definitely say that's been like the most, I guess, I don't know, the coolest feeling, that like the biggest memory I've had of high school. And if I could go back and do that again, I 100% would.
And now, as far as next year, have you made a decision, and kind of fill us in on, if you can? I mean, I know that if you haven't signed anything, or don't worry about it. But if you have made a decision, can you share that with us and the reasons that went into that?
I mean, as of right now, there's just no way of knowing. I mean, it's a great opportunity to have MLB scouts come here and look at me, but I'm just more focused on coming into next week, winning our first district game, and hopefully going into semifinals, the championship, and then into state, and then just, I don't know, getting into summer ball. Hopefully I want to play summer ball related. I don't know where it'll be at, but I want to continue to play, and then get ready for OSU and what they want me to do. So,
well, outstanding. Well, Sebastian, I have to tell you, I've been doing this for 18 years now, covering sports in this area with ESPN and now Missouri Sports Network. And every year I get coaches or sometimes parents that'll say, "You've got to go watch this kid play." And probably 90% of the time, pretty average. Got to see you play 4 or 5 times, and the juice is definitely worth the squeeze. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch you play, it was enjoyable, and it's been a great honor to get to visit with you. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I have one more question, and I'm a mandated reporter for the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Do you always wear your seatbelt?
Oh, of course. I feel weird when I don't wear one. Like I'll catch myself like maybe for like 2 minutes while I like first get in the car, because I've been like thinking about something else. But then, I always make sure to wear a seatbelt. So,
well, outstanding. Coach Julian, thanks so much for setting this up, and good luck as you head into districts. And I'm going to try and get out to some of those district games down there, because it's at Glendale, and I'd like to see the new facility. I've not seen it since they made the upgrades and things like that, but I really appreciate you setting this up.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Hey, you guys, hey, good luck. And hey, keep it right here on the Missouri Sports Network. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And we'll be right back.
Hi. I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective, and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevy.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. As always, presented by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, who sponsor our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week. And we go to Nixa High School. It seems like we've been there quite a few times this school year, but down to Nixa Baseball and head coach Logan Hughes. Coach Hughes, hey, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. We really appreciate your guys' time, and we appreciate everything you guys do for student athletes in our area. So thank you.
Coach, you're 23-10 right now. Talk a little bit about the season. I know we get to visit at the leadoff club every couple of weeks, but for the people that are unable to attend that, kind of give us a rundown on Eagles baseball.
Yeah, we've had a really tough schedule all year, and that's we played 7 Arkansas games, 7 schools down there. It's the best competition we can out of Northwest Arkansas. We've been to Columbia for a tournament, and that tournament was loaded with all the best 5A, 6A schools in the state. Our district's extremely tough. Our conference is tough. And so there's really not a game where we show up to the field that's not going to be a battle every single pitch and every single inning. So, we've won some really big games. We've lost a couple of close games, late in games. But everything that we've seen to this point, we know that we can continue to work on and improve on. And so we've got one more game today against Neosho, and we'll see one of the best arms in the state with the Crane kid over there at Neosho, who's going to be low to mid 90s. But that's exactly what we need to see moving into the postseason. And so if we want to get to where we want to be at the end of the year, we're going to see some of those guys from some of the top 6A schools in the state. So this is a really good opportunity for our guys to prepare for that. And I feel very confident that our guys will be ready to go today. And so we've had a good season. We've had guys, these two sitting next to me have had really good seasons for us. Have been two big pieces of the puzzle for us, not just this year, but the last 3 to 4 years. And so we're really excited about their future. We're really excited about them today and moving into the postseason. The key is getting hot at the right time, and now is that right time. And so these two are playing really well. Jackson's going to be on the mound today, and every time he's out there, he gives us a great opportunity to win. And so we're really excited about today and then this next week moving into districts.
Coach, with just one more regular season game remaining, as you mentioned, that's tonight at Neosho. You guys are getting ready to go get on a bus, head to that. What do you feel like right now at this point of the season that you're doing really well as a team?
Yeah, I think we've been pitching really well. Our starting pitching has been really good. But kind of the key to us being in games consistently until the end has been our defense. We've really solidified a lot of things. We got one of our key pieces back last week, Max Nickel, who is an elite outfielder and can really run. And so he makes a difference in our lineup too. And so I think just doing the little things, as good as we can, making sure that we're taking care of the baseball, making sure that we're throwing strikes and working ahead of hitters. And then ultimately our pitchers trusting our defense. And when we do that, we've got an offense that has shown we can hit 1 through 9. And we've got a couple guys coming off the bench that can really hit. And so we feel good about our lineup. A key is just for us being consistent with everything that we do. And, if we can shore up some of those little things with our consistency, we'll be right where we want to be at the end of the game with an opportunity to win. And we feel like every game the rest of the year.
Now, being a member of that Class 6, District 6, have you seeded that district yet?
No, that seeding meeting is on Friday. And so I wouldn't say it's pretty cut and dry, but majority of our game today is a district game with Neosho. So that'll be a big game for us. But I'd say, it's probably fairly cut, 1 and 2 and 3 probably are pretty well known. I would say most teams have an idea of where they're going to sit in the district at this point.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, you've got a couple of young men beside you there that are the Springfield area leadoff club, a player of the year and pitcher of the year. And we'll start with Jackson Gamble, who is the pitcher of the year. Tell us a little bit about Jackson.
Yeah, he's been in our program since we got here. Obviously, his 4th year in our program. We knew when he was a freshman that he had potential to be really, really good for us. But Jackson has earned it. I mean, he's worked extremely hard on his craft. He's done all of his arm care. He's made a jump in velocity this year because of his work in the offseason. And he's having a really good year for us offensively, batting somewhere in the middle of our lineup and playing first base. So he's exactly what you want in a baseball player in your program, a hard worker. He works really hard in the classroom, has maintained a 4.0 his entire career of high school, and does everything right off the field. And so he's one of those guys that you hope that all of your young kids will continue to watch and build their programs around and build their ability around, because he does everything right and he does everything we ask him to. And he's also he's reaping those rewards from his work. And so we're excited about him today. We're excited about his future too, moving on after high school.
Jackson, good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. On behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being named an Athlete of the Week and the Pitcher of the Year for the Springfield Area Leadoff Club.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What For example, like, what are you doing right now to kind of get mentally and physically prepared for tonight's game?
Well, I mean, I'll probably just take a lot of time to visualize on the bus. I think on the mound, if I can visualize like pitching inside and locating my curveball where I want, it's easier to see yourself having success if you can visualize it. So to be able to go out there and do it, I need to make sure on this bus ride that, especially with an earlier game today, it's a little different than normal, but making sure that like on the bus, I can't really do anything to get my body ready, but I can get my mind ready.
What are you doing as pre-game? Do you have routines? Baseball players typically are, or maybe some of the more superstitious athletes that are out there. What do you have a routine that you stick to that you do every time?
This year, no, not really. It's been weird. I've had to pitch. There's been a lot of interesting circumstances this year. I've pitched a couple like doubleheader games, like game 2 after playing first the game before. So I don't really have a like set in stone routine. But on a day like today, where it's the first game, I will probably get there and start rolling out my muscles on a foam roller, and then I also have to get my hitting in to be prepared for the game. So the routine is always different with the timing of what time we get to the field and just like how much time I have to get warm with getting swings in and making sure my body feels stretched out before I start throwing.
Coming into this season, did you have any maybe personal goals or team goals that you wanted to accomplish, and have you accomplished any of those yet?
Personal goals, I really wanted to get 6 innings to start every time on the mound because I thought that'd be a quality start if I could get us to the 6th. And I think I'm averaging 6 innings to start this year. So that's definitely been a huge goal that I'm happy to get to because that gives us a chance to win if I can make it to the 6th. And then team goals, I think just have like whatever it takes on the mound if I can help us get the win. So I think we have done good this year as a team, and I don't really have a ton of personal goals though, other than having quality starts.
As you coming into the season, were there games or maybe even tournaments or something that you were really looking forward to? Maybe someone on the other team, maybe it's a rivalry game. I find myself as a fan and doing what I do, I'll go through and check games, whether it's Nick's Ozark or Kickapoo Glendale or Nick's at Kickapoo. Are there games that you look forward to coming into this season?
Well, this year, I would have to say I've had my hardest schedule on the mound that I've ever had. And I was really looking forward to pitching against a lot of Arkansas opponents. I play in the summer with a lot of guys from Fayetteville and Rogers and Harbor, and I got to pitch against all 3 of them, and they all happened to be ranked top 5 in the state of Arkansas. So those games have really challenged me, but I looked forward to the opportunity to pitch against kids I know and really good teams in Arkansas.
And Jackson, again, we're visiting with Springfield area pitcher of the year, Jackson Gamble. Jackson, if you could get in a time machine and go back to that Jackson Gamble as an 8th grader and give him some advice based on what you know now as a senior, what advice would you go back and give yourself?
Well, I would say the more like developed you can be going into high school, the more success you'll have. It's kind of hard for me to say that if I could tell my 8th grade self to start eating right and getting in the weight room and long tossing more, that I'd gain more velo. But at the same time, you have to be able to pitch before you can gain velo. And so I would tell myself that it's important to make sure like you take care of your body. When I was in 8th grade and even freshman year, I hardly lifted or anything. I didn't really know how to work hard until like after my freshman year when I realized I could have a chance to pitch varsity. So I would tell my 8th grade self, like, this is like, you need to start working now because like the earlier you can get started, like the better you'll be set up for like talking to colleges and the future. So,
and being a senior and about being graduated at this time, and we're past Mother's Day, we're approaching Memorial Day, kind of the official start of summer, but have you made a decision with regards to next year?
Well, I'm going to go pitch at Missouri Southern, a Division II in Joplin, in the MIAA conference. So I'm excited to pitch there next fall and spring.
All right. Well, Jackson, again, congratulations on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol.
Thank you.
All right. And alongside is the Springfield Area Leadoff Club Player of the Year, Wyatt Vincent. Coach Hughes, tell us a little bit about Wyatt.
Yeah, Wyatt's been another one who's been in our program for 4 years. He's been in the lineup every day since he was a freshman. Comes in as a young guy with a lot of talent, a lot of expectations. Coming in as a freshman, it's tough at any level to play, but especially at the 6A level, and has come in and worked really hard. He works every single day, whether that's on his speed or his strength or his hitting or his throwing or his defense. He works every single day and has to get to where he's at right now. And so another one that has earned everything. Also another 4.0 student in the classroom, and also comes from an incredible family. And so just really excited because these guys are getting what they deserve. They've worked really hard to get to where they're at and to get the opportunities after high school. And they're being recognized for their work and for the things that they've done on the baseball field. And so we're just really excited about them and their futures, and both of them getting really hot the last couple of weeks of the season.
Wyatt, good morning.
Thank you for having me on.
You bet. And again, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being named a Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Wyatt, take us back. Have you always played the position? You're playing center field right now. Has that always been your position, or had you played anywhere else?
So for a majority of my life, I've played center field. When I was a kid, I was really undersized because I was playing up a couple of years. So they didn't want me playing infield, so they moved me to the outfield. And I was pretty quick for my age, so they're like, we'll put you in center. So ever since that age, about 5, I've played center field. Occasionally I've played left and right, but just sparingly. But majority of the time I've played center.
Take us through how you get mentally and physically prepared on a game day all the way up to that first pitch. What are you doing to kind of get prepared?
On a typical game day where we have a normal start time, or even today we're still going to get there fairly early before the game, I try and take time on the bus, and I usually try and relax, stay calm, get a snack in, something like that. Usually don't pay too much attention about what's coming up. I usually try and relax my mind, think about, simple things. And then whenever I get to the field is when I start really getting ready for the game. I lock it in for the game. I usually like to get a nice stretch in. I enjoy talking with my friends before the game. I usually try not to put too much thought into what's going to happen into the game, because for me, most of the time that usually doesn't equate to a very well performance. So I try and keep my mind just, focused about playing baseball and just playing it fun and having a good time. They usually go and get some swings in, come back, play catch, do our outfield routines, and then go into the game with a nice, calm mindset.
Any superstitions?
A lot, yeah. Well, I have a lot of superstitions actually starting the morning of the game. But yeah, there's a lot.
He's a hitter. They all have superstitions.
Well, same kind of question. If you could go back in a time machine and give yourself some advice as an 8th grader, what advice would you give that 8th grade Wyatt Vincent?
So actually, I have 2 pieces I would give. One is to just continue working hard, because going in like 8th grade was kind of the year when I really excelled on my hard work. I'd always worked hard, but 8th grade was the year it kind of took it to another level. And then the other piece of advice would be just to keep my level of confidence, because I felt like going into high school I was extremely, extremely confident, and a lot of times that wavers throughout high school, and I felt it kind of wavering in my sophomore year. It was kind of going downhill a little bit, and I would just tell myself to remain positive and stay confident in my abilities.
Any games or tournaments coming into this year that you were looking particularly forward to? Maybe it's a rivalry, or maybe someone on the other team.
Yeah, playing Fayetteville was a big game because I played with a bunch of those guys in the summer on my summer team, and so it was good to play against them, see them, and I was looking forward to that game all year. I was looking forward to the Glendale game and Kickapoo game because obviously Glendale beat us out last year. They beat us twice last year, so I was really excited to come play them this year, and we actually got to play them at their house. So I was really excited for that game, and then Kickapoo because always a good game. Got a couple friends on that team, but it's always a good feeling to beat them. So I was really excited for that game.
And you have being a senior also, have you made a decision regarding next year?
As of now, I plan to attend Missouri State and play baseball there.
Outstanding. Just up the road there. So, well, Wyatt and Jackson, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on winning these awards. And I have one more question for everybody in the room, and you can just signify by raising your hand. And I must tell you that I'm a mandated reporter for the Missouri State Highway Patrol. But do you always wear your seatbelts?
Yes. Always.
Very good. Very good. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Coach, I know it's a game day. You guys are getting ready to get on a bus, but I appreciate you being flexible with us here at Missouri Sports Network.
Yeah, of course. We appreciate you guys and all you do for student athletes in our area, and we appreciate you recognizing our guys. It means a lot, and we're going to go do our best. Go get one more today.
All right, gentlemen, good luck. Have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life. Great Southern.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevy.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. I want to take this opportunity to encourage you to go to our YouTube page and subscribe, or go to our Facebook page at Missouri Sports Network and give us a like, and then you'll know everything that we know. It is once again time for our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment. We're catching up here with our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, presented by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. It's our Springfield area leadoff club, Steve Brewer. Most Valuable Player Award was handed out on Monday to Greenwood Blue Jay Chance Rose. And Chance, and along with his head coach, Chris Meza, have joined us. Coach Meza, thanks for helping to set this up.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate all the efforts you guys are doing. It's been a pleasure.
Bet. We have wrapped up our leadoff club luncheons, but this past Monday we handed out the awards, trying to catch up with some of those athletes that won the awards. And as far as Greenwood, tell us just a little bit, kind of put the season, kind of put a bow on it up to this point. You're preparing here for districts. What's going on with the Blue Jays right now?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a game, our last home game last night. We beat Crane 11-4, which capped off our 8-1 at home regular season. Not so great on the road. We are 0-11, so we're hoping and praying for some rain. Maybe we can host districts. Coach Nasby will let us host districts, so we can kind of get some home field advantage. But I mean, it's been fun. It's been interesting. Taking a bunch of guys. I've spoke at the leadoff club a couple of weeks ago that you got a lot of guys that are just athletes from other programs that we have here at the school and trying to turn them into baseball players. And we've seen a lot of improvement. I'm sure Chance will tell you, we've had kids that had never touched a baseball before. And one of them last night was 1 for 3 with a couple RBIs. And he's went from hitting, I think the first couple of weeks he was hitting like 41, had 1 hit and like 17 at bats, and now he's hitting 230. So we're making some improvements. I think it just really buying in and letting these guys know that I believe in them, and their counterparts and their captains believe in them, and it's just kind of helped them relax a little bit as we've gone on through the season.
Now district starts the 17th, which is I believe Saturday.
Yes.
You guys take on New Covenant Academy. And you've already played them at least once this season. What do you feel like you're doing well right now, and maybe different than you were doing a week ago when you saw New Covenant Academy the last time?
I think we're swinging it a little bit better than we have this whole week. We've been hitting the ball really hard, even in our losses this week. That we're putting a lot of barrels on baseballs, and we're hitting the ball hard. We just happen to be hitting it at people. But over the last couple of games, I'd say our bat to ball skill has gone up. A lot more confidence in the box. We had a conversation a couple of weeks ago about, some timing things at practice before we got rained on. We were out in the middle of the cages at Drury and having conversation about some stuff. And then all of a sudden the floodgates opened up, and went back to the dugout and had some more just internal conversation about what's the best approach of how to make hard contact. And I think some of our guys have been bought in on that, especially this week. We have a lot of like small signal words that we use to kind of keep guys on track.
Very good. Very good. Well, Coach, alongside you is Springfield area leadoff club Steve Brewer, most valuable player, Chance Rose. Tell us a little bit about Chance and what makes him the most valuable player.
Honestly, everything that he puts into it. We were just having a conversation before the interview about him going over to Drury and it turning into, at the college level, it pretty much turns into a job. It's a full-time job for athletes. And, even now having the conversation, he's already bought in on that, and he's been bought in for the last couple of years. He's usually the first one that shows up for morning weights. And I'm kind of crazy. I'll have morning weights at 5:30, 6:30, 6 o'clock, whatever time I feel like I get out of bed and roll up here to the weight room. But Chance is usually always here the same time I am or before me, waiting in the parking lot to get in. So he's just one of those guys. He's a guy that needs to be on teams. He's the kind of guy that coaches want and dream for. He's been very productive for me over the last 2 years. I know for Coach Adams before that, he was pretty productive.
Well, Chance, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. First off, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being named an Athlete of the Week.
Thank you so much. It's a big honor, and it means a lot.
Just tell us a little bit about just your background. What got you into baseball? Maybe you've had some people in your background that have maybe helped you along as far as your love for the game. But tell us a little bit about your background when you started playing and positions that you've played.
Well, positions I've played at Greenwood, I've played every position in my career besides right field as a lefty. My record is, I think, 7 positions in one game. So that's great. But I've been watching and listening to baseball on the radio ever since I can remember, and just people like, obviously, my mom and dad getting me into baseball, even though they weren't big baseball people. Everyone in my family is big in basketball, and I wanted to be different, I guess, probably because I can't shoot. But all my coaches throughout the way, especially Coach Meza, have helped me a lot, and it's just been a really fun journey.
Do you have a favorite position?
Probably, as people don't like it, I like catching and playing shortstop, but the real answer I should probably give is playing center field, because I'll be playing outfield and pitching the next 4 years. But truly, in my heart, I love catching. But I prefer doing it.
What do you do? How do you kind of get prepared for a game? If, let's say, you're playing later on this afternoon, what are you doing mentally and physically to kind of get prepared?
Well, the first thing is I always try to get 8 hours of sleep no matter what. And then I eat the same breakfast, and then usually try to get the same lunch. It's just kind of consistent. And then I look over kind of who the teams have played. I talk to Coach Mesa, talk to my other teammates about what pitchers they have, who they have available, who they have not, and then kind of just visualize success before the game and get some good swings in and just stay calm. I don't like to get all amped up before the game because baseball is a very calm game and you need to stay within yourself. So I like to stay as consistent, as calm as I can throughout the whole day.
So what is on the menu for breakfast and lunch? Is that a superstition? I mean, is it having to eat chicken all the time or what?
I think I played good one day my freshman year eating this, but so I have 2 eggs and toast just on top of each other, maybe some chocolate milk. And then if we're in school, I usually go over to the PSU and get some white rice and chicken from Panda Express, or if I'm at home, I'll make these like panini salami sandwiches that I always like. But it's usually one of those 2 things on a game day. But it makes me feel good. I don't like being full during a game, but I like it.
What do you do as you're preparing to hit? What's going through your mind? You're in the on-deck circle. Are you looking for release points? Or are you looking for certain pitches? What are you doing in the on-deck circle to kind of get ready for an at-bat?
Well, I'm weird. I never swing in the on-deck circle. I always move my hips, get my front foot down because I feel like that's more than the swing itself. But I am looking kind of where the release point is, if it moves a little bit. If somebody gets out before me, I'll talk to them. But really where they locate their fastball, when they throw their off speed, what their first off speed is, if they go 0-2, 1-2, and what they go to, what or where. And then I have a lot of self-talk. Like I tell myself that I belong, I'm better than the pitcher. I'm just a lot of positive self-talk before I go hit is mostly what I do.
Very good. Again, we're visiting with the Springfield Area Leadoff Club Most Valuable Player, Chance Rose, and head coach Chris Mesa here on the Missouri Sports Network. Chance, if you could get in a time machine and go back to your 8th grade year and give yourself some advice based on what you know now as a senior, what advice would you give that 8th grader, Chance Rose?
First thing I would say is don't listen to other people, like the outsiders. Listen to your coaches, friends, and family, because that's the people who matter the most and most important. Because, I mean, especially if you have a lot of success and you commit and you sign, you're going to get a lot of haters. Like, it's a lot of pressure to go out and perform every night, because if you go 0 for 4 or have a bad game, everyone's going to be saying overrated or all that. But the only thing that truly matters is what your friends, family, and coaches think of you. So that's probably what I would tell myself coming into my freshman year.
All right. Now you've made the decision as far as next year. Tell us a little bit about what you've decided to do and maybe an area of study.
Oh, yeah. I'm committed and signed to Drury. I love everything Coach Nasby and the rest of the coaching staff are doing there. They've had a lot of success the past few years, brand new facilities, got that brand new turf that we've been very lucky to play on. And I'm just super excited for the next 4 years and getting to play here in Springfield. And yeah.
Have you thought about maybe an area of study?
I'm going to study business. I'm not sure what I'd fully like to do with that yet, but yeah, I'm going to study business and learn that.
Very good. Well, again, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations. And I have one question left, and I'm a mandated reporter for the Highway Patrol. Do you always wear your seatbelt?
Always. Got to buckle up.
All right. Very good. Again, congratulations, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Coach Mesa, thanks so much for helping set this up, and we look forward to seeing what you guys do in the postseason.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
All right. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Have a great day.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevy.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad you've tuned in today. We're going to Kickapoo High School. We're bringing in the Dick Birmingham Coach of the Year, presented by the Springfield Area Leadoff Club, Kickapoo Chief Head Coach Jason Hauser, and the Chevaliers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, and the Springfield Area Leadoff Club, Dave Dickensheet, Pitcher of the Year, Colin Muldoon. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Coach, off. You guys are about 95% of the way through your season. Kind of put a bow on the Kickapoo Chiefs season up to this point.
Well, it's been a good season. It's been up and down. We've got 5 seniors and a slew of juniors and a sprinkling of sophomores that have played varsity baseball for us this spring. 2 of the sophomores being pretty much mainstays within our lineup as well. So we knew we would have a little bit of growing pains, especially with the schedule that we put together. And talking to Coach Sweet, Coach Hall prior to the season and building the schedule, we really wanted to force our kids to play the best competition day in, day out. And one of the reasons we had a lot of confidence to do that is because of the guy that's sitting on my right side. We knew that every 5-6 days he would get the ball, and that would give us a chance, and then others would emerge. And I think that we've seen some of that growth from the younger kids, and then what a senior season by Colin Muldoon that he's having. Couldn't ask for more for what he's doing, both on and off the mound for us as well.
Coach, you guys have already played 33 games, which that's a long season for high school, and I know they've changed the rules with regards to how many games you can play. It's just a total number of games. But you played in the Robinson Invitational with Little Rock Catholic, Conway, Arkansas, Benton. Talk about that schedule and that it's just a grind every day for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We get 36 spring games, and one of the byproducts of that is you can schedule kind of what you want, which is what we did. The other thing is you don't have a lot of practice days, because even when you have days off, sometimes you just got to rest your guys. They're physically tired. And we traveled a lot, and that's part of it. Then you also have JV doubleheaders and freshman doubleheaders that you want your younger guys getting the benefit of playing too. So when you have them at your field, you might go 2 weeks, and the only practice you get is 45 minutes of defensive work before the freshman doubleheader starts. And then some cage time on the other end of it. Coach Hall does a great job of mapping out bullpens, and our guys get to throw those, but it's just different than having an actual practice. So one of the things that's nice about getting to play so many games is you get to play so many games. The other side of it is it really cuts into the practice time, and I think from time to time throughout the course of the season, that kind of exposed some of the things that we need to work on, and today we get a chance to practice. But we've got to turn around and play a really scrappy Branson team tomorrow to finish out our district opponents for the regular season as well. And then we get a chance to kind of catch our breath a little bit, get our guys graduated, let them enjoy that that milestone in their life with their families and parties and everything, and then regroup and fun time of the year.
You've got, and you mentioned you've got Branson tomorrow night at Branson, and then the Class 6 District 6 tournament starts. Have you seeded that tournament yet, the districts?
No, sir. The seating is Friday morning at 10 a.m. at Glendale, because right now Nix's and Neosho are 10 minutes away from first pitch of their game. That's a district opponent or two district opponents, and then of course we play Branson tomorrow, and that's district opponents as well. I think Branson plays Neosho on Saturday. That will be after the seed meeting, so it won't have any implications for that. But there were still games to be played.
At this point of the season, like you said, 33 games into it, what do you feel like as a team you guys are doing really well right now?
Writing his name in the lineup to pitch every 6 days, and Brody Wilson on the other end of it. We've caught it extremely well all year. Brooks Eaton and Carden Underwood have done a great job. Brooks being our starter. We've caught it really, really well. All in all, very pleased with our defense. I think throughout the course of the season, when fatigue kind of sets in, you start to see some things, maybe a few more mistakes. But we have played really, really good defense. And then when we take the right team approach at the plate, I think we can do enough stuff diversity-wise, offensively, whether that's steal a base or hit and run or bunt or sack fly or win 2 strike at bats. I think that we can do enough stuff offensively to kind of be enough to complement the other 2 parts of our game.
Outstanding. Again, we are visiting here with our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, Colin Muldoon from Kickapoo High School, presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Coach, tell us a little bit about what Colin does for your program and how special he is.
Well, he's just really, really good. He competes, and I've said that for a while. He's always been a very, very good competitor, but he's just got a different era about him this season. Very confident, but nothing has tended to rattle him. He just kind of is flatlined up there and regroups, and I'll credit him. Early in the season he was in the windup a lot, and then he kind of went to the stretch to modify to get pound the zone more, because we want to keep his pitch count as low as possible so we can have him out there for as long as possible. Then he kind of tinkered and worked on his own with Coach Hall, and he figured out his windup, and he's kind of come back to it, and now he's throwing strikes out of both of them. He's a plus defender off of the mound because he's extremely athletic. He holds runners very, very well. He's been doing this since his sophomore year, and so his senior year, you can tell that the comfort level is there, and then he's just continued to improve with everything that he does, with his ability to throw pitches in any count with any of his pitches, use the four seam if he needs to on the other end of it, and he works at a very good pace, which means your defense is ready to make plays behind them on the other end of it. So he's going to do great at the next level. I just want to keep him here, even though he's going to graduate Saturday, for about a few weeks longer, just so we can continue to watch him get better and better as a pitcher and keep leading us with his ability to compete.
Outstanding. Well, Colin, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. First off, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being named an Athlete of the Week, along with the Pitcher of the Year of the Springfield Area Leadoff Club.
Thank you so much, sir. It really does mean a lot.
Colin, tell us a little bit about your background, how long you've been playing baseball, where it kind of got started, when you kind of decided that you wanted to be a pitcher. Tell us a little bit how that kind of originated.
So I just started out early as you could swing a bat, throw a ball, T-ball around that era. And then I'd say around like 12U or something, I kind of changed into a pitcher, and then I really started working, started taking pitching lessons, started doing all of that stuff, and built my focus around pitching for baseball. Although I love playing field too, but yeah, it's been a good ride. And then my freshman year, I really worked at pitching, and then it kind of paid off a little bit my sophomore year. I got to pitch on varsity, and it's been fun.
How do you go about your day to get kind of mentally and physically prepared when you know it's a day you're going to be on the bump? What are you doing throughout the day to kind of get mentally and physically prepared?
Well, I always start out every day that I'm pitching. I go eat breakfast, and then throughout the day I kind of just chillax a little bit, and then just like listen to music, try and keep my mind just on the game, on baseball, focus on that. And then before the game, pre-game, all that stuff, I'm just locked in, and I try and focus on all of that stuff. Yeah.
Very good. You have any superstitions? I mean, do you, on days you're going to pitch, do you have to do things the same way every time?
Yeah, I tend to do things the same way. I always got to have an energy drink too before the games, kind of just superstition. And I know it probably doesn't affect my pitching, but always got to do it.
Are there days, in the bullpen, and I talk with basketball players throughout the year that during warmups, if they're really on, they know it during warmups that they're going to have a good game. Are there days when you're in the pen where you're hitting your spots, you're getting good rotation, where you feel like, okay, I may be unhittable today?
Yeah, I do feel that, and especially my catch play before the game. If I'm launching the ball and my arm feels really good, I'm like, yes, I know it's going to be a great day today. Looking forward to it.
If you could, Colin, if you could get in a time machine, and go back to Colin Muldoon as an 8th grader or 7th grader, and give yourself some advice based on what you know now as a senior, what advice would you give yourself?
I would tell them to show up on time to everything, make sure you're eating good, putting good stuff in your body, and just working on stretching, and just make sure doing everything to be the best baseball player you can be.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing next year. Have you made that decision yet? And if so, what led to that?
Yes. So next year I am going to Missouri Southern State University. I visited their campus back last year, and I really just fell in love with it. Their coaching staff is awesome. And right when I stepped on campus, I was like, yep, this is the place. And I've played there before, and I've just been I've kind of always wanted to go there. They come from a winning program. So that's really what led to my decision.
Very good. Well, Coach Hauser and myself have had some battles with them when we were in college. We did indeed. Well, again, I've got just one more final question here, and I am a mandated reporter for the Missouri State Highway Patrol. So do you always wear your seatbelt?
Yes, I always wear it. Every time I get in the car, first thing I do.
Very good. Well, again, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Coach, thank you so much for helping set this up. And we're going to go ahead and take a 90-second break, but when we come back, we'll be done recording. And so good luck at Branson and in districts, and we'll get to see you, and best of luck as you go forward.
Guy, thank you for having us on, and thank you for all you do for local sports in our area and for the Leadoff Club. Much appreciated.
You bet. Couldn't do it without you guys, and I really appreciate all the help that we get throughout the season. And it's wrapping up, and it's going quick. But, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com here on High School Game Day, and we'll be back after this commercial break.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life. Great Southern Bank.